Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. As you can see from the title, unfortunately, Manchester United poor performance in the loss to Newcastle. So we will be discussing that. But it is this is normally the Friday edition, but it is the Saturday. Well, we moved it to Saturday, but it's normally the Friday edition. Joined by my brother from the best coast, which is the West Coast. Eddie is in the building. Yes, family. What are you telling me? You good?
I'm as good as I can be, man.
All right, let me
I'm
change
as
that. Are
good
you
as I
good?
can
Are
be,
you
man.
good outside of Manchester United? That's what I should
Oh
have.
yeah. It's the weekend. It's the
There we go.
weekend. I'm with my dog Flawless. We gonna chop it up. On that respect, I'm good, man. You can see I did a painting. I painted away my sorrows. No, I'm playing. This is some work. It's some stupid paint stuff. I ain't do all that. But we cooler, man. We good, man. But hey, it is what it is, bro. I think everybody except the players on the pitch knew that was going to happen. And honestly, I think some of the players on the pitch actually didn't know this was going to happen too. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
That is facts. Hey, but big up to everyone who is locked in. Big up to everyone who joined over from the Radar Most channel. That's why the show was slightly later. But big up to my guy Judge Mo each and every time as
Yes,
well. Big up to
sir.
everyone who was already here in the comment section, all the regulars, anybody who's new. Make sure you hit the like button on the video though. Before, if you're a Manchester United fan for therapy or you're a rival fan here for tears, whatever the case may be, why you're here, whether, like I said, it's for laughter or whether it is for therapy settings to cry your tears, hit the like button on the video, people. Run up the likes first and foremost. Secondly, make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. It has rolled to 9,000 subscribers. Big up to Daniel, who rejoined the membership, and big up to Evan as well, who became a member. So salute to you as well. Salute, who became a Sarcasm citizen. Daniel became a general. Links in the pinned comment as well. Warrior J, I see you in the chat. Boona, I see you in the chat as well. Sheik, Will, etc. Keegan, Eli,
Jago.
Warrior J, Jago's there as well. Big up my Don Jago. Eli, good to see
Every
you in the
time.
chat.
Eli, what
But
up, boys?
before we continue, and like I say, Eddie and myself both give our thoughts on the game. There's over 80 people here, only at 15 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Run up the likes on the video, people, and share. That's me, Flawless at Sarcasm City TV. But yeah, there is only one place to start. Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 0. Talk to us, Eddie. Thoughts?
Um, Yeah, it's not. Well, I think the only thing that was expected was that it wasn't 2 or 3. Especially when you get packed out by their B team in your own house. You think when you go to St. James's Park, one of the just historically a tough place to play, even when Newcastle weren't even good.
Yes.
Going to St. James's Park is never easy, but it's crazy how we make being mediocre still look good and still give certain people hope. You know, like it's crazy how that works out because we were scrubs for most of that game. We were scrubs for most of that game. People want to go to the 10-minute mark where we started applying pressure, but I don't think they put any subs on the pitch. And I think, they were just reserved to let us have the ball because we're toothless. We could go down the list. We could pick out players. But sooner rather than later, people will have to understand when every single player you put out there looks like trash, there's one man you have to blame, and that person's the manager. And the thing with Flawless and I is we're consistent.
True.
When this was going on under Ollie, we pulled no punches. It's the same thing today. Basaka getting beat at the back post is a mistake he's been making since he's been at Manchester United.
That's fair.
When you look at coaching, the one thing you look for in coaching is minimizing the weaknesses of a player and exaggerating the strengths. Those are what solid coaches do, or at least you implement a system or you make decisions that limit the chance for your team to make mistakes. Playing out of the back the way we were was a joke.
Talk about it. We're gonna get to that.
No, it wasn't even something you could look at and be like, you know what? I see the patterns. I see what you're trying to do when you pass here, what you're trying to do when they pass there. No. It was pass to one of the center backs, and hopefully they pick somebody out in the middle of the pitch.
Talk about
Varane, and we made this point numerous times on that stream. We talk about Varane not being able to play with the ball. Meanwhile, we played out the back like that. We talked about our midfield being too easy to run through with Casemiro. Now we just don't have a midfield. We've been talking about our attackers.
Facts.
Each and every single one.
We've been.
And now we sit here with, I think, I saw something somewhere on YouTube that we hadn't lost to Newcastle back to back for this time in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a strong minute. Yeah. I did see that step.
So all in all, he's failed. And unfortunately for you Ten Hag aficionados,
The Ten Hag.
I want to kind of PG it because the towel thing. Yeah, let me relax, right?
Ten Hag
aficionados, got to call him something, right?
Appreciado.
He's failed. He's failed at the stand that he set in that first year. When you overachieve with the squad that's not yours,
yes,
right? And we could say overachieve, but when you break it down, the context of that, you can challenge even that because think about this. Spurs were just besides themselves. They didn't know which way was up. Mm-hmm. Liverpool had a longer list of injured players than bench players. It was set up for him to be successful. Now, I give him credit for the Carabao Cup.
Facts.
But the only manager to not win some kind of trophy at United was Ollie.
Yep.
That was it. So the bar, that's not necessarily the bar that we should be looking at.
True that.
So all in all, he's failed. And it's okay to cut our losses early and worry about what's going to happen later. Because as long as we continue down this path, it will get worse, not only on the pitch, but outside it. Because when Anthony Martial is showing emotion about how fed up he is, brother, we got problems. When Rashford is going down, getting subbed out, sitting in his chair, asking, what am I doing here? We have problems.
We do have problems.
Everything points to us having problems. So I think people are just pulling the sheets over their eyes like it's a scary movie and don't want to see this. Yeah, just like it's not gonna happen. Like, yeah, man, I want to let you get in on this, but
no, it's cool. Fam, get off your chest.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to the chat.
What it was. Yeah, we knew what it was, man. We knew what it was, and I think it all stems from and one last thing. It all stems from him not holding these players accountable as well. You created this monster. It's like Dr. Frankenstein. You gave Rashford all that money. You got out there on that podium and said you'll never pull him off because he's that great of a player he'll figure out. Then what'd you do? You pulled him off. Now what's happened? He's barking back.
No.
What more can I say? What more needs to be said? It's all out there on Front Street, people. Now, if you want to ignore it, that's your position. But I'll never accept this. I really won't.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show. Just to this as well, Eli says, big up Flawless. The Judge Mo show was jokes. Always jokes over there, man. Shout out to Mo. I fucks with Mo heavy and all the panelists who was on there. I enjoyed that. In regards to what Eddie's saying, wasn't a shock. That's what I took from everything you said. Like, that was the most not eye-opening thing, but just the most disappointing thing that it wasn't shock. Before the game, what did I say? Don't embarrass us. That's now pretty much my thought process going into every Manchester United game, regardless of who we play, but in particular, if it's a tough away game where it is a hostile environment, like a St. James's Park away to Galatasaray, or where there's some form of stakes on the game more than the 3 points. So whether that is a cup competition, or whether it's a place in the table, or it's a big game and it's being marketed as such. And what do? Just go out there and embarrass us in the trenches against Newcastle. And that's not no disrespect to Newcastle, like everyone who's played us this season and took points off us. So whether they beat us or it's been a draw, even though there's been very few draws, we just roll over and play dead. Nobody's at the Newcastle. Again, this is no criticism of Newcastle, by the way, people. Newcastle were even great today. They was not phenomenal today. I wouldn't say any of the Newcastle players were 8, 9, 10 out of 10. Joe Linton was probably the pick out of the bunch. But I wouldn't say Isak, Gordon, Almiron were exceptional. No. If all you have to do against Manchester United is show effort, try hard, press us, and we'll fold. Just make the game a little bit uncomfortable, where we can't play out from the back, where we can't put our foot on the ball, and let your crowd get up for it if you are at home. And we fold. We folded today. We did. If that was a boxing match, the refs waving that off. We lost there. We might not have suffered any knockdowns, but we got caught and it was 12 rounds to 0. We're saying in the 8th, 9th round, why is the referee not calling this off? It's a wrap, the show's over. Like, why the corner not throwing in the white towel? It's just embarrassing. If Newcastle blitzed us and they were exceptional and Isak was on it, I was playing 10 out of 10, and now Miron and Gordon were having terrific games, and Bruno G was being to the level we know he is, and Trippier's getting forward on one side, Livramento on the other. You hold your hands up and go. They were just very good today. Wasn't our day. But very typical of Manchester United. It's insert team name here. I've said these same things pretty much the entire season. It's just insert team. It's just today it's Newcastle. Today it's Isak and Gordon and Bruno G and Joe Linton, the names I'm mentioning. But when we played whoever, like we got next, like Bournemouth, it'll probably be the same. You know what I'm saying?
It's not Chelsea. Is it not Chelsea?
That's it. Chelsea. Thank you. We play Bournemouth next week, but next weekend is Chelsea. So yeah, it'll probably be the same against Chelsea. If we don't, even if we win, probably be Palmer and Sterling and Caicedo and Enzo weren't at their best, but yet they still came and picked up a win, or yet they still came and drawed, or yet we were lucky to get the win. It was their bad performance. Like it's just embarrassing to watch.
Yeah,
legit. Just when you think the bar can't get lower from Galatasaray, they do that. Because at least against Galatasaray, we actually attacked very well.
Yeah.
We scored 3 goals and should have scored so many more. So at least we're creating chances. I'll forgive missing chances to an extent. But what did we do offensively today apart from the offside goal? What did we offer? What did we offer? Absolutely outrageous. Big up to Real King. I see you in the chat as well. Nero says, I hate how it takes a loss for these casual fans to realize this manager's a bum. It's just not it. That tells you all you need to know. You know what I'm saying? It just tells you, T.O., I see you as well. Like I said, all the new people, all the regulars, man. Good to see there's over 100 people in here as well. Big up to Nero, who's been a member for 5 months, says Newcastle was the pre-drinks for the Liverpool game. That's it. We were just light work. They rolled us over like we're a championship side, or like we're a League One side, where we don't even have to be at your best. We don't even have to be at our best to beat you. We can be 60, 70%, and we'll be comfortable. Tells you all you need to know. But hey, before we continue, this is terrible, people. There's over 100 people in here, only at 28 likes. Like check 1212, man.
Please get the likes up, man.
Run up the likes, man. What we doing, people? Run up the likes. But yeah, you're spot on there, bro. A big up to Aston, who says, saw you on Mo's show, never watched it before. You seemed in your element. Oh, don't get mistaken. I can shoot. It's just that here you see me hosting and passing the ball.
Yeah, that's y'all don't know.
And
y'all
stuff.
Don't know.
But
you find out the hard way.
I can put up shots if needs be, but I'm just not really. I have to assist over here. That's what Aston, big up. Appreciate the kind words as well. Ten Hag said Rashford worked hard. Yeah, that's not it. Will says,
I guess Warrior J put him up in the chat. But yeah, to you that question, because Warrior J put up the Paul Scholes cat.
Oh yeah, we'll get to Paul Scholes things.
Yeah, cool.
Here he is. He says, Paul Scholes and Manchester United, too many lazy players on the football team. You can't get away with that. Comment on that, fam. Back in 1 sec, yeah?
Yeah. Who's picking these lazy players? Who's enabling these lazy players? It's funny. I thought they would have stopped with that lazy narrative when Paul Pogba was out there, but I forgot that Anthony Martial is still out there as well. It is what it is. And shout out to Will. What do you think the game plan was today? Couldn't work it out at all. Hey, we can never work out a united game plan because honestly, we don't have one that works, and we don't have one that we stick with. From the whole Luke Shaw at center back, and you put Delo at left back, knowing Delo is a defensive liability, and you want to put him right on Almiron. So many times in that game, it just looked like Almiron was just running free. And it's because, in my opinion, he has the wingers doing way too much. I mean, the fullbacks doing way too much because they're more creative than the wingers, if we're being honest. You started Rashford and Garnacho, and you expected creativity when all you're going to get out of those two is kick and run and try and hit the goal. That's it. And I was just saying on Paul Scholes' quotes.
Yeah.
I thought the whole lazy narrative left when Paul Pogba left town, but then I forgot about Anthony Martial being there and him just looking like he doesn't run, even though he's pretty much why we even had something to create in our own half. It wasn't much, right? But I'm not saying that he had a great performance because for the most part, it wasn't that good, right? When he received the ball, so a lot of the times he was playing passes waywardly. He just wasn't on the same wavelength with his teammates. And the same thing happened when Rasmus Højlund came in. Mm-hmm. When Højlund came in, his touch was dead. I didn't see any dynamic play from him whatsoever. And I think a large part of that is how Newcastle set up and just us not being trained enough to handle that type of situation. Like I said, when every player who comes on that pitch, you can point to having an average to below average game, you cannot escape pointing at the manager. You can't do it, right? Like we just came from a game scoring 3 goals, right? 3 goals against Everton. And one was brilliant. 2 of those were just Everton being in an element they're not comfortable with, which is actually playing football. And so I think for me, it's just, they're going to take their time with it, but he'll lose his job.
No, I agree.
It's going to take his time. It won't be at when it needs to be. Hopefully it's not another, like, again, this is what this manager has me saying. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. Hopefully it's not another 7-0, right? That's all I can hope for. Hopefully it's not another 7-0 because Newcastle, which is the team that historically doesn't take that many chances, got 20 attempts, maybe something like that. Maybe 10 were at the goalkeeper. If they were clinical enough, they would have had 3 or 4. But I think today we saw the limitations of Isak. Like he's okay when he has space, but we were playing their attackers pretty tight. Other than we're
right,
compact in the middle.
22 shots. 22 shots. Only 4 on target though. And we had 8 shots, 1 on target.
Can you imagine Salah, Nunes, Diaz, Jota? I don't know. Maybe some people might be injured. I'm not too sure he'll be there for them, but all of them are clinical finishers. Like that's what they do. And we have a goalkeeper who this manager brought in, by the way.
Yep.
And told us was supposed to be the guy that allowed us to play football, only to backtrack on that and then say we can't play the type of football that he wants. Being a part of our defense. Man, it has reached the depths. It has reached the depths, and it's just sad that we've gone this far down low before people started acknowledging the problems when they were there the entire time.
Because people need to see it for themselves. You can tell some people, but people actually have to see it in action.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell, man. Yo, this girl don't care about you. I know all the signs can be there, but then when she tells him herself when they're arguing or whatever, that's when it will dawn upon him. See the signs. See the signs. In regards to the too many lazy players on the football team, I agree. And I don't think, and people just associate laziness with, say, not tracking a man, not closing down the opposition. That also tries to hide him. That's laziness. Like from Scott McTominay, not showing from the ball is laziness. So no matter how bad a footballer you are, you can show for the ball. Like you might not show for it in the correct position. You may not show for it with the correct body position. However, you can still show for it. I'm saying you can still do the basics type of thing. So yeah, too many lazy players, yes, but Eddie said it before. We hear it all the time. The mentality comes from the manager. They're his players out there, the vast majority. So if we're talking, Delo, did he not give a new contract to? Shaw, he gave a new contract to. Maguire, he's entrusting ahead of Varane. Mano's out there who he's give give not the keys to, but he's happy to play him. McTominay is playing him enough. You know what I'm saying? Bruno's his captain. Rashford's his guy. Garnacho was the guy he gave a shot. And you take out Marshall, it's your players. It's your players. Like, what are we doing out here? So, yeah, is it too many lazy players? Yes, I agree with Paul Scholes, and that ties into it. That's why when people start talking about mentality and they don't know what it is to wear the shirt, that's basics. Me and Eddie could put together an 11 that goes out there and works hard. You might not have the skill, might not have the know-how, but we're going to make it tough for the opposition at least. Closing down is basic. Putting in effort is basic. Tracking your man is basic. Showing for the ball is basic. How many times have I spoke about basic things? I'm not asking for champagne football. I'm not asking for our centre-back to pick it up and kick the ball 60 yards and pass it to a man's feet. And then for man control it, bring it down and stick it top bins from 30 yards. I'm not asking for nothing exceptional. I'm asking for what I could do out there at this point. Which, even with my limited ability, show for the ball, close down, track runners, put in effort. Word to Eddie, be tryhards. That's it. The basics, like you do that with youth players, guaranteed. Because someone asked about Hannibal, if Hannibal was out there, he's gonna give us that. Whether you rate him or not, you know what you're gonna get from Hannibal. And then you tie in these players not putting in the effort and doing the minimum, and then you look at their skill on the ball from a technical aspect. So not only do you mentally not have it, technically you don't have it, and then from a physicality standpoint, we don't have it either. So the pace, the power, the strength, aggression, even though that's not a balance, agility, there's none of that. And then you add in the manager crumbling off the pitch too. And that ties into the same way the players being lazy comes from the manager. The way we cave under pressure is how the manager's caving under pressure. You don't think that seeps into the team? Oh, this manager's lost it, you know. Yes, word to Saeed, when you must, you didn't must. And that's what we've been doing. I was saying, when you must, we didn't must. Let's see what else you are saying. And Warrior J says, Ten Hag about Rashford's form. I'll talk to him and not with the media. No, it's crazy. That's the correct answer. And if you would have said that about Jadon Sancho, maybe all this mess don't happen. In regards to him losing it. I'll talk to him and not with the media. I like that. That's exactly the way you should answer. Because it's nothing to do with the media about Eric Ten Hag and Marcus Rashford's form. Don't worry about the media. That's a conversation they need to have privately between the two of them. A big up to Hugo. Says big up my boy Flawless, hardest working man on YouTube. Much appreciated. Big up to Tevin as well. Says as an Arsenal fan, your content is always entertaining and the hate is mad calculated on the ops. Us. Hope the channel grows, my G. Hey, salute, man. This one
Shout out to Tevin. That's a dope comment.
Yeah. Big up.
That's dope. That's dope.
I appreciate that, yo. That's fire, Tevin. Big up, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And how the channel will grow, people, is by you like hitting that like button. It's still only at 39 likes. Scales up to 60 likes. I've not even checked how many new subscribers we've got, but we should have some because I'm seeing new people in the chat as well. Also, Eric Ten Hag said this, big up Warrior J. He works hard. He will get back. He will recover and get all our support. Drop, man. Drop, man. That's all man has to do. Drop him. It's that simple. It's really easy. His performances have not been up to standard. Same way Onana shouldn't have played today. What are we talking about?
This
Honestly,
guy.
talk about it.
I can't get him at all. I can't get him at all. One thing that, you know, because I didn't have some this hoop shit, I didn't have some crazy coaches, right? But even at the ones who yelled at me more than they talked calmly to me, I could always get the message. I could always understand what the coach was trying to tell me to do. When I hear Ten Hag, whether it's yelling or whether he's speaking calmly, there's such an inconsistency with his message that at a point in time, I just feel like he's lost all these players. You're going to hold Varane more accountable than you're going to hold Rashford. For what?
That's a valid point. I never thought about it like that.
For what? Because he's holding Varane. If Varane's
been held accountable for something. Yeah, he's been held
accountable. You're
accountable.
hold him accountable for something. What are you holding Rashford accountable for? Sure, you subbed him, but you still started him. You saw we had who did we start out that Galatasaray game with? Anthony
and Garnacho and
Martial and Garnacho.
Mm-hmm.
And we scored 3 goals. Now, mind you, of course, Galatasaray aren't the team that Newcastle United are. But Galatasaray in Turkey is a different team. With their home support is a different team. Like, it's still a hard test, right? You really sat here and told us that Casemiro was removed for the squad for tactical reasons, footballing purposes.
Footballing reasons. You say you wanted to keep the ball down.
Rashford is on the pitch for what? Bruno is on the pitch for what? Shout out to John Sanchez for putting that in. Bruno got the most expected fouls. Another, your captain. I think again, I use this phrase loosely for players, but I think it applies to this manager. He's a make-a-wish manager.
Make-a-wish manager.
He's over here just living the dream off of an opportunity that when you backtrack and you look at it, did he really ever earn it? We have never, as for the whole of Europe, right? All of Europe has never truly respected the Eredivisie. I mean, of course, you have Ajax, who back in the day won some Champions League. So you have a level of respect, but it's not necessarily seen as this hotbed of footballing talent. Now, the Netherlands is a different story, of course. They've had the history. But you're not looking at the Eredivisie talking about, man, those 3 teams or 4 teams that come out of there, when they get to the Champions League, they're about to kick up some dust like you were La Liga, Bundesliga, or even the Prem. Mm-hmm. And this manager rode that wave and his ego towards a job at Manchester United. And I think what we're starting to see is this. Heavy is the head that wears that crown. All he had all the support of the fans, and even we saw him crumble. Yeah. This manager had half of the fans, but slowly but surely he started to undercut himself. And it had to happen. And I mean, again, it is what it is, but the first thing that got him in trouble was the way he handled Ronaldo, right? Irregardless of how you and I feel about Ronaldo as a player, we know how emotional this fan base is about this guy. We know how emotional they got when he came back. And when he left, the united front that he had started to crumble. And so now you have dissension. So that's strike one. And then it all came to a head of the Sancho. I'm serious. The Sancho thing people don't give enough weight to that, because I think that's what really fractured the unity within the team.
You reckon that was the first major thing where it's like, yeah, people don't.
Yes. Because you know what it is with Sancho. Regardless of how we feel about him, right? His teammates love him. You could tell. His teammates back Sancho, right? There's not too many conversations coming out about how teammates feel about Sancho that are manufactured by United PR to kind of paint him in a certain light. But if you look at it, while he's going through his entire situation on the international break, he's kicking it with Wan-Bissaka and Rashford at a birthday party in New York.
True.
So that lets you know he's loved in the changing locker room. He's loved there. And when they can see, like everybody else could see, Anthony play as badly as he did, fighting the type of case that we got Mason Greenwood out of here for, right? I'm sorry for mentioning that name. My apologies. I don't want to bring that up.
No, it's cool, man. You can say your piece. You're right.
We saw that. And then we saw him play instantly.
Mm-hmm.
That reverberates through a locker room. It does. It does. Honestly, like, these people aren't just on EAFC 24. These are the humans with the emotions, with the biases, with the complexities and all of that. They're going to take all that information in and look at it and be like, what's up with my dude? What's up with this dude? And then you're going to do this with Varane of all people, who, I mean, again, minus Maguire, who lives in his own little cuckoo land thinking about how great he's the greatest English center back the world has ever seen. Other players on that squad definitely have a reverence for Varane. Other players on that squad definitely have a reverence for Casemiro. Bruno, I'm not too sure. The jury's still out, because I think, again, we see this. Players see it. I am, Hugo. I am. Unfortunately, I say Kenyan American. I put the Kenyans first. Well, that's for another.
Yes, Hugo. Yeah, Eddie is American. Hugo's right here at Sarcasm City TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but you put all that together, and the foundation he built crumbles overnight, just like that. Slowly chopping at it, his damn self, right? Slowly picking apart his damn self through his ego, and just thinking that he had a reading of the situation, when in reality, he doesn't have a goddamn clue what's going on. Yeah, shout out to Hugo. That's what's up. That's what's up, Hugo. So yeah, that's where I'm at with all of this, man. I'm looking at it. He did it to himself. He did it to himself, and it's just one of those situations where we can say Ten Hag out. We can do all that. We've been there, done that. I think it was more necessary with Ollie, because Ollie had the hearts. Right, Ollie had the hearts of these and minds of these people. Like, he was going to change this overnight.
He did.
Ten Hag is in a little island by himself with his supporters and these people who tell you that, oh yeah, these players are downing tools for every manager. Like, Flaws doesn't go on every platform when y'all ask him these dumbass questions about what next if you fire Ten Hag. Well, he said, get rid of everybody. We'll figure it out from there. So it's not just him blaming Ten Hag.
Facts.
Me, I scream Ten Hag because I just hate the brother. But Flaws is much more measured, and he'll tell you, yo, it's not just him. It's upstairs. It's the players. So again, long may it continue. You Ten Hag lovers seeing our team crumble. I haven't been this apathetic. Like, I haven't just been this like devoid of emotion about United since Ollie, and so it's the same. It's like we did this. We did a goddamn circle. We just ran around the track the point that we were trying to avoid, which is not getting embarrassed on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, like today in particular, the second half, like, I became disinterested during the game.
Mm.
And I've already been disconnected as it is, but I think that's the first time this season I've become disconnected during the game. Like before kickoff, after kickoff, I'm disconnected. I know what they're gonna give me, but it's like they just continue to sink to just new lows. Just when you think the bar can't get any more lower, there just seems to be another level of low. And that could happen against Chelsea, it could happen against Bournemouth, you have Bayern Munich, you have Liverpool, the list goes on. All like Nero already said it in the chat about our tough December. And that's just legit what it is. Again, I don't let the players get away with it because that performance is awful out there. Forget whether you rate the manager or not, or you like the manager, or he's done your friend wrong. For example, let's say Sancho, or you don't agree with the Varane situation, or you don't agree with the Casemiro situation. Whatever the case may be, where's your individual accountability? And we don't have any. We don't. We just, again, just roll over and play dead for everybody. There's no fight. And that was there last season. We had fight. There was resilience. Like there was belief. Every game we went into, I had belief like, we can go here and win. Because the skill is there, number one. But two, more importantly, the resilience is there if the going gets bad. Like if we go 1-0 down, all right, cool. Big up Jacob as well. United Spurs of America Duns joining as well. Shout out my guy Jacob every single time.
Shout out to Jacob, bro. The homie.
Yeah. Like that's just legit what it is. Big up to Don. King Louis says 1-0 loss away at Newcastle. The 2022/23 Chelsea script continues. And it's just the way we lost. Like embarrassing. The performance was pitiful.
What Soldier say? We took Chelsea's whole fucking flow bar for bar.
Bar for bar. Like we just didn't lose 4-1.
Yeah.
We just didn't concede but it was the same type of pity. It was pitiful. Like I'm watching the game and I'm like, and the manager's doing nothing to do. Nobody's doing anything to try and change it. You can clearly see it's not working. We got in somehow 0-0 at halftime. All right, probably because of the lack of quality, more so in the Newcastle team in their attack. So you think second half, let's regroup. We've kind of got away with one. We've been second best. Then we come out at halftime and we're worse. We're under the cosh straight away. And then the manager doesn't react and change it and the players don't. Somebody put a tackle in. Do something. It's passive. I don't see anybody. The only time I seen someone shout at someone was in the first half was Maguire when they broke down our right-hand side. And he was shouting at someone. And it's like, where is that? I don't see nobody. I'm not saying you have to go around shouting people, but communicate. Sounds like I'm talking about me on Pro Clubs. I've used this example before. Anyone subscribe to Sarcasm City TV Gaming. I do not shut up. Jacob's in the chat. Ask him. Ask Victor. We play centre back. I do not shut up. And it's not always shouting like instructions, but it's just communication.
Communication,
And yes, I'm over exaggerating to make the point is I can do that on a game. You lot are paid at the highest level to perform in these type of environments. Like, what's going on? There's nothing. Everyone can see it's going wrong, and everybody just sits back and don't try. The manager don't try to change anything, and the players don't try to change anything. Lewis has mentioned this before when Chelsea won the Champions League under Di Matteo. The players basically had a meeting, and Lewis will correct me. Well, go into further detail with this. And they didn't say the manager was bad, but he said, we've got this. We're just going to manage ourselves and win the Champions League. Because Di Matteo wasn't up to the standard.
Yeah.
And guess what? They won the Champions League. Your Drogba's and Terry's and Lampard's, etc. And all the senior players say, we got this.
Yeah.
Where is that? And I'm not even asking them to go win a champs. I'm saying, hey, you know what? Stem the tide because Newcastle, we are under the cosh. Let's do something. Let's abandon this short passing. Just go direct. All right, this is what we're going to do. Hey, McTominay, go on the right wing. I know Nana's going to kick it to you every time. When Højlund goes on the left, Højlund, go on the left wing and do that. Something. There's no change of anything. I don't see anything. It's just, it's going wrong. And everyone's just sitting back and watching the ship sink. Everyone can see a big hole in the ship.
Yeah.
And no one's like, anyone want to try and fix this? Even though we might not have the equipment to. Let's try something. How you doing the ends? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like, where's the tools? Like, even before I'd use me as an example, I actually literally just bought a new phone because the current phone I've got is battered. Guess what? The buttons falling off. So I have to use a part of a nail clipper to turn the phone on when it switches off. You know what I'm saying? Some ghetto shit. But my point is, I don't just sit back and just be like, my phone's off, so I'm just going to allow it.
I'm just gonna let
Like,
it go
no,
like that.
I'm just gonna let it go. Like, all right, let's just work with what we've got until I get a new phone. And that was just me being cheap because I should have got a phone a long time ago, people. But the point I'm making is problem solving. Why are you lot not solution orientated on the pitch? Is my point. Because I'm just like that in just general life.
Yeah.
Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Like, where's the what's it called, man? Where's the solution base? Where's the all right, let's try and turn this around, even if we lack skill. And yeah, Lewis said it. The old guard coached themselves. These guys would go against the tactics if it wasn't working for them. Where's that? And you know what? Have the argument with the man. Hey, we've been under the cosh. This hasn't been working. Because you know this manager ain't gonna take you off. We've seen that. You have free reign. If, for example, if Rashford and Højlund decided to switch, and Rashford played central and Højlund started playing right wing, is the manager gonna take him? No. If he does say it wasn't working, like there needs to be some of that. Like, I'm not saying disobey the manager all the time, but I'm saying initiative. That's the word I'm looking for. Show some initiative. Don't wait for the manager to come and be like, yeah, I do, because you know he ain't. If you got 2 eyes and a brain, you know this manager ain't got no ideas. You know he's crumbling. If me and Eddie can see it from afar, what's it like on the inside when he's talking to you? You must know that. These senior players have been around, especially in the Manchester United environment, to know when word to Rhino, a manager's dinnered, cooked. Like they've been around. Some of these managers were here for Moyes. There are very few of them. They've been here on the Mourinho. They was here on the Van Gaal. They was here on the Oli. They was here on the Ragnick. So they've seen, and I'm sure they've been at previous clubs where a manager may have been under pressure. Yeah, and to King, who says also the point about the same players that always get the manager sacked is not true. Most of the players that we have at the football club are Ten Hag signings, facts. That his signings are people he endorsed.
Like, that's what always messes me up about, people continuously blaming these players. They've saved him a lot. Like Bruno Wonderstrike at Fulham. McTominay, 2 goals, 5 minutes left against Brentford. Garnacho, probably going to win an award for goal of the season. Like, these players have done enough for this manager. It's on the manager to carry some of his weight as well, people. And now, mind you, I do understand that when you have a player, I'm being honest about this, when you have a player the likes of Maguire in your squad who earns the amount of money that he makes, player power is a real thing. But the problem is a lot of you people just get on Maguire for being trash, not that he has player power. You use player power on the players you don't like, and you're not consistent across the board with that kind of player power. Rashford has player power. Rashford's getting people sacked. Bruno has player power. Bruno is getting people sacked. The list goes on and on. And so if I would hear it, if it was consistently applied, I'm all for any argument as long as, and I think I'll say the same thing, I'm all for any argument as long as you're consistent in this application. Meaning, when there are certain facts on the table that apply in this situation and that situation, the same argument is being used. But that's not what happens when it comes to United. People have their favorites, and for the most part, they turned a blind eye to how those favorites, really hurt this team. Like, again, Bruno Fernandes did what today, people? And the cold part is, I said this on again last time I was on. We will get on another player like Sterling as United fans about what he's not doing. We'll get on Odegaard about what he's not doing. We'll get on De Bruyne about what he's not doing, and be silent about what the hell Bruno is not doing, what the hell Rashford is not doing. So much so, we'll even talk about how Shaw belongs in conversations with the likes of an Akanji, with the likes of you name another left back, the likes of a Livramento, right? Like, you don't hold your own players more accountable than you hold other players as United fans.
Talk about it, fam.
And it doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to Hugo's thing, the hair trolling on Twitter, long may continue.
I think it ain't the hair. It's a what's it called account.
It's a fake account.
Yeah, it's a fake account.
But if it was real, I'd give him all the credit in the world. Cause hey, man, we disrespectful. You can disrespect us back.
Fast.
And again, we're not saying that he didn't deserve to go because he did. But there's always principles with how you handle it.
True.
You can't give him the contract, and then when he's about to sign that joint, say, never mind. Let me take this manager. Let me take this other goalkeeper. Just tell him from Jump Street, I'm not trying to deal with you anymore. We thank you for your service. Let's give him the opportunity to address the fans instead of stringing it out. And then one day he wakes up just to see Onana holding up the goalkeeper kit.
First, you right.
A fake account with $14 million.
Yeah, like how many followers is like that? What's it called? Ballsack Sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
ESPN. That's where ESPN have used and like major outlets have used shit that they've made up. Oh, is it real? Let me check this again. Then I could be wrong. Let me check.
Shout out to Eagle MMA because you said something I wanted to get to as well. Let me get. I seen it, but I didn't
see what you said.
Not this up here, maybe somewhere around it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
He put the ice cold emoji, so you know the freezing emoji with a blue face.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cold world. I hear him.
Well, do your thing.
I remember when Ten Hag first came in, he looked like a man on a mission who wanted to change United. The toxicness of the club got to him and has taken over. Well, at one point I hear that, but it goes to our point. Do you think Madrid isn't a toxic place to be at when the standards are so high that Carlo Ancelotti is looking at his mortality at that job? Toxicity is a part of the brand, as a part of the sport. High leverage football is toxic. You want to know why? Because you'll get fired even when it doesn't even really look like you deserve to be fired. Think about this.
Talk about
Nottingham Forest, and I understand maybe the toxicity with the Glazers and all of that, but at this point, you knew what you signed up for. You have to know what you signed up for. You want to know why? Because Van Gaal told you. Van Gaal told you it's not all roses here.
He would have been. I think he would have fully have been aware. Look at this Hassam guy trolling. Big up Hassam about.
Oh man.
Hey, Mo still defending him. Shout out to my guy Mo. He would have been aware, but it's all well and good till you're in it. Like, and that pressure's different. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, was it Chris Rock who made the joke? I think it might have been Chris Rock from one of his stand-ups, or there was a comedian who mentioned it, and like, or it might have even been a meme, and it's like, and it's a picture of a pretty girl. I think it was a meme. It was like a picture of a pretty girl, and it was like, as pretty as you think she is, there's a guy out there that's tired of fucking her. And I was like, I hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks good from the outside. And this is no disrespect to any women.
These are the facts of life when we put it on the table.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Me and Eddie gonna drop gems outside of football. It's all well and good. Having a pretty partner is all well and good. And just being involved with someone else is all well and good. But then you just think of the good stuff. I was just thinking
listen.
I was just thinking of the head. You know what I'm saying? And I just thinking like
what I say the other day? Old girl tried to stab me with a protractor and I came back.
And you went back. I've been there. It wasn't a protractor, but yeah, she did attack me, but we moved. But the point I'm making is you only think of you don't realize all of the other stuff that comes with that is potential headache. You know what I'm saying? And that you don't understand what comes with the rest of that. And to any females watching, it's on the flip side for you lot. Because you lot are just thinking about the good stuff when it comes to guys. Then all the extra stuff that comes with that. Like, that's what Manchester United is. Like, he would have been fully aware, like, going into it of the pressure, but didn't realize how much it was. He might have been taken aback by it. That's it. May have been taken aback about it. Like, man. Keegan, that's it, though. That's what the meme said somewhere. A dude somewhere is sick of her shit. He was like, you know what? Here, have her. You know what I'm saying to the next guy? Good luck.
I'm cool.
Wait. Yes, movie. Just thinking about the head. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're just thinking about all the good shit, not if you're compatible. And that's why tying it in, all jokes aside, when you do get with a partner, don't just look at the physical people.
You got to look at the mental
You
part.
have to look at the mental and see if you two get along. Because if
Is
you
she
two don't
good
get
to
along, headache.
you, right?
Yeah.
Like how she's good to strangers. Like, is she gonna put you in the trick bag? Like, you got to take all that into account. And so, yeah, it's like the toxicity is a part of football, yo. Like, shout out to Daniel because I was just talking about that too. Coopers might get sacked at non-enforced, knowing non-enforced have no good reason to be where they are right now when it comes to the Prem. Yeah, your manager gave you 500 M's or he bought every player you can think of, but it's one thing to actually do it in the Prem, right? You
Yeah, that might have 50.
They're not. Come on now, that's their level. But the owner is like, yo, I want to be top 10. It's like, when were you ever going to be top 10 in the next like 5 years?
And big up before you carry on. Hey, big up Saeed for the raid, man. Love to Saeed for the raid.
Shout out Saeed every time.
Hey man, salute everyone raiding, man. Shout out Saeed. He is. Go on, carry on, family.
But yeah, it's one of these situations where you got a club that's toxic, of course, but you have to have a player and a manager with an elite type of mentality to make it out or to make it somewhat respectable. You can't have players like we have who are weak mentally and a manager who, mind you, I think is weak mentally. I think that's what we're seeing right now is you have players and a manager who are weak mentally and who don't have the intuition to at least figure it out on their own.
And what did Naji say? Because I see everyone saying this in the chat. He's wanted. Did he not show up to a stream? And big up to Saeed because there's now over. Before I carry on, there's now over 440 people in here. Hit the like button. That's what I need you to do, man. Hit the like button. That's what I need you lot to do. Continue to get your questions in. Keep them Manchester United related. Yeah, man. The streets want Naji's head on a stick. It's crazy.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? How was he not there? Shout out to Naji, man. Big up to him. Big up to all the ManDem talk on Saeed's channel as well. Make sure you do so. Or is he ducking the question? That's what I'm saying. You can't duck, man. You can't duck. You can't duck.
You can't duck.
One thing about me and Eddie, say we would have won 4-0. Let's say we turn this around and we get out the Champions League group and we pack Bayern and we go to Liverpool and we play well and we beat Chelsea and Bournemouth, etc. Me and Eddie will be right here.
Everyone's
telling us how wrong we are about him. How wrong we are if we go to the top of the league. If mid-January, we're top of the league because we've had such a turnaround and such great form during the month of December. We here regardless, people. We here, but he just wanted. And yes, like Saeed said, subscribe to Flawless, get him to 10K ASAP. Yes, people. I want to get to 9K before the year's out. That's the aim, people. Saeed,
y'all can do that for the dog, man. My boy working hard. Y'all got to show that love, get these likes up, get that subscription, get them subscriptions up. Also, he was on Terry's show. Hey, man, we know the truth. Hey, what's understood doesn't need to be explained, man. He didn't want no parts of the Lions Den. He didn't want no parts. They saw food. He didn't want no parts of the Lions Den. I get it, brother. I get it. Well, I get it. I wouldn't do it myself, but you feel me? I get it. I understand, man. But it was gonna get cooked hibachi time, man. Yeah, word to Gil, real talk, hibachi time. Benihana's where they
reservation at Benihana's, man. You know what I'm saying? Reservation. That's what everyone was reserving. People were hungry.
Man,
People were hungry. But yeah, like Cheek said, please subscribe to be a part of the Sarcasm City family. Yeah, man. We're trying to close in on 9K before the year is out, people. We are under 300 away. So yeah.
And even that's the other thing, right? Like, because somebody mentioned it in the chat, the young new Ten Hag was a fraud and all that, and I'm starting to get that vibe. Like, maybe he knew something we didn't know, and maybe that's why he didn't. Maybe it just wasn't the money. Maybe because again, it's like now people have their opinions on Van de Beek, and I understand that, but when you had a player who had an integral part in your success at another club, right? The idea of him not working with you somewhere else is crazy. Yeah, Sunshine. I'm from America.
Yes.
I'm a mod on Saeed's
Yeah.
channel too. I'm a mod
Just
on
for
Saeed's
everyone
channel.
that's new here, this is normally a Friday show we do, and Eddie's a regular, not only on
Mhm.
ManDem United, also on Watch Alongs as well. So yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke what's going on with the just the man management. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, you had Gravenberch over at IX too, and you weren't kicking down doors to get him in, but you got in Erickson, right? Like Kudus. Has anybody been watching Kudus at West Ham? He's actually been a more competent right winger than Anthony had this entire time for less.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at all these and I'm trying to figure out what are you actually doing? What are you actually implementing on this club that's not something we haven't seen before?
No.
And it's like the bad behaviors, we've been calling out the bad behaviors all this time. You haven't put a check to that. We're still making the same mistakes. Bruno wandering aimlessly throughout the pitch. Like I said, Basaka can't cover a back post to save his life, right? McTominay still hiding.
Facts.
Rashford disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
People I guess we're not getting the consistency from Martial, right? What are you implementing that's new?
We having the same issues.
We're having the same issues. It's just a different manager. You can't like I can't just take each player in isolation. You have to take the entire picture of what you're getting on a game-to-game basis. And to empty body, that's how it goes. We could have got Gravenberch and Kudos for the Anthony money. And here's the thing, people want to say that, the Anthony 90 million is just a sign that the club doesn't know how to act. Do you think if Ten Hag goes, it's okay, we don't have to spend 90 million on Anthony, that they still go through with that deal?
Sorry, I was just reading one. You lot are wilding in the chat. Sorry, something just took that. I have no idea what that has to do with what we're doing. But hey, lucky big up to you. I have no idea. I'll just see. I was like, huh? But go on. Sorry, Eddie. Carry on.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I heard, and like we say out in them streets, man, simping ain't easy. I simping ain't easy, boy. I tell you, I can't believe it. But we gonna get back on track because that's a whole nother podcast in itself.
Yeah. You lot, when the current affairs podcast come up, that's conversation.
That's for that one. That's for that one. That's for that one.
I gotta show you lot coming up that you lot gonna like. Trust me.
Yeah, y'all keep coming back. Y'all keep coming back for more. Flawless got y'all. I swear.
The co-host I got for that, she's a real one. Trust me. You lot gonna love that current affairs show.
That's
said, how can you get consistency from a striker that no one feeds? Here the thing is, that's why I am not super critical of Højlund.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to see more, but that's why I'm not sat here saying Højlund's terrible, Højlund's this, Højlund's that. I feel for him because I look at what's around him. The reason why I'm on Martial's case has nothing to do with this season. It's not with Martial this season. I've already come to the conclusion of the level Martial is at, and it's not good enough anymore. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
He's been here since 8 years? I have a big enough sample size with Tony Martial, who I think is talented. But time's not enough.
Right.
Time to move him on. Why are we still? There should be. If you've been somewhere for 8 years and there's still a conversation about the level you're at, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw's the same. Even though I like Luke Shaw as a centre back, left-sided centre back, cool. Even though he was partly at fault for the goal today, he should be back up to Martinez. But I'm not losing no sleep if we lose Luke Shaw. I'm not losing no sleep.
I think we said it. We said it even when Ten Hag got the job. Like, you can't fall in love with any of these players after one performance, because that's what they do. They'll show up one game, look like world beaters. The next game, they look like they belong on like not even a Sunday league team, because I don't want to disrespect the Sunday league, but they should be, I don't know, just playing FIFA or something, not on the pitch with nobody of importance, right? And what happened? Like we said, signed Rashford to one of the biggest deals probably in the Prem. Signed Delo, signed Shaw, and we're back at square one. When in reality, I think when you and I talked about it a lot, we would have got 2 new fullbacks, 2 new midfielders, a striker, we would have redone the entire team.
Facts. I
But
said that
again, all summer long, right? But again, Ten Hag leaned into it, which is why we cannot make the excuse of, oh, he doesn't have his players. No. He has his players.
Yeah.
Now his players don't even get to play like that. So, I guess, we'll leave Mount out of this. But before Mount got hurt, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Amrabat got signed. We were all hyping and hollering for Amrabat. We saw him play a couple games. Now we want him on the bench.
Yeah.
Højlund, and I guess it's now 10 Premier League games, has not scored a goal. Now he scored twice against Galatasaray, twice against Copenhagen, and people can run with that if they want to. But again, although they smoked us, it's still Copenhagen and Galatasaray. I don't think we spend the amount of money for him to get 2 goals in 2 games. I mean, 4 goals in 2 games against those teams, and 9 games against the likes of when was he on the team? I'm sure he played against Brentford. I'm sure he played against all these.
Yeah, he played
teams that we played.
He missed chances against Luton. He missed a couple, but that's where
Right.
I don't. Even though it's concerning, I'm not on his case because it's not like he's missing a whole load of chances. You lot continue to get your questions in. Just please keep them Manchester United related. We will get to all the questions we can to make sure your question gets answered by myself and Eddie super chat people, and we will get to it as well. But I pick out the best questions, but the chat is moving crazy. There's over 500 people in here right now. Literally more of you in here than City having a match day at the Etihad. So
You'd love to see it.
Flawless, what's wrong with Ten Hag? He's just crumbling under the pressure.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
That's it. That's all it is.
He's just crumbling under the pressure because that pressure is different. That's why the lineups he's putting out don't make sense. Certain decisions he's making don't make sense. The fact someone mentioned it in the chat, like all today, all his signings were on the bench. Somebody mentioned like
Ibrahim. Shout out to Ibrahim.
You're not even dying with you're not even losing the war, dying with your soldiers.
Think about that. You know what he's like? He's like that picture of John Wick when he got all the straps pointing at his head. But you know how John Wick keeps that straight face? He got the Jordan crying meme face right about now. He's just not showing it. He got like that other meme where it's like the mask is real solid face, but underneath that mask he's crying.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's an act. Shout out Rajat. Yeah, I think hopefully I said your name right. Yeah, you feel me? So, but yeah, we know the truth.
You lot in the chat, slow mo done. You lot, you know what I'm saying? Slow mo done. Yeah. I can see the chat. I can see what's going on in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
We see y'all.
Big up to Scott. Good to see you in the chat. Badger, my guy. Scott, he says, you man see the report about him falling out with Martial. Who's the next dude he's going to fall out with? News to me. Someone mentioned it just a couple seconds ago in the chat. Let me know, people. What is this? Like, I'm unsure.
So, when he was on the pitch, they were arguing. And then apparently, when he got subbed off, he did the same thing Varane kind of did, where you don't even acknowledge him.
Oh, shit.
Right? And that's the thing I talked about earlier, people, that, like, we may not like it, but Varane is a respected figure in that locker room because of the success he's had as a football player. Mm-hmm. And people like Martial see how Varane is getting treated and start to lose a level of respect for the manager, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing he's losing people who might have been on his side. Now, because he wanted to sell McTominay and Harry Maguire, I can't see them ever being on his side. And I think the only ones that are necessarily, I think they're just neutral are the kids like Mainu and
your Garnachos and Hannibal.
Your Garnachos. But even Garnacho might still be on his side because he gave Garnacho a contract. Right? Mm-hmm. So Martial.
So I can't believe he really fell out with carry on with Martial. Yeah. Well, not falling out, but he had words. I wonder what it was about. I wonder if anyone knows actually what it was over. Let us know.
It was about his attitude. They said again, one of his attitude on the pitch, right? That's what I saw. So Ibrahim says Martial shook Erik Ten Hag's hand when he came off, but Martial gave him a dead look. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a bad workplace environment that I hope the new manager of United will understand that you have to create this culture within the building. Because here's the thing, people. See, I'm from America, so I watch the NFL as well as football. And the Glazers have a team called the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who historically were terrible. Now, they had a championship in the past, but it'd been about 20 years since their last one.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that it happened for them was they lucked up in getting a GM who's like your director of football. That director of football made a number of good draft picks. That team was talented. They were lacking a leader on the field. And so Tom Brady, who's probably the greatest football player, one of the greatest football players we've ever seen, when Tom Brady saw the talent on the team, he thought, I could be the guy to carry them over the top. And what happened? They won a Super Bowl, right? So even with the Glazers being who they are, and I'm telling you, Tampa Bay has one of the worst like built locker rooms you'll see in the NFL. Even with the Glazers being there, they still found success because it goes to the point that Flawless made earlier, if some of y'all haven't seen. Players have the ability, especially when Daps, babe, I'm just being petty. I'm a reformed Raider fan, so it's always beef and smoke with Tom Brady. So let me live. Even with their nonsense, you can still find something. You can still within yourselves to be successful. Like you don't have to always look for the excuses more than you look for the abilities to find results. That's all I'm saying. And so of course Messi ain't walking through that door. But what I'm saying is there are steps we can hopefully take that will shield us from the nonsense of the Glazers, right? People want to talk about that 25%. Hopefully that 25% is one of the things that just makes us somewhat successful.
We're going to talk about that as well. That's a great point.
That's it.
We're going to talk about that. That's a great point. We definitely are going to take about it. And just in regards to the Martial thing, obviously it is a lot of speculation, people, so don't take anything here as gospel. But kind of says it looked like he was getting on Martial for not pressing the centre back. Martial was like, I can't press two centre backs and the keeper at the same time with no help, at least from the hand gestures. So we'll see. There'll be more fallout in regards to this. I'm not sure. Like I can't really comment on it because I've not seen it. Well, I didn't see it. Sorry, and I don't know what happened. I was probably tapped out at that point. But yeah, just in regards to the manager, he's word to my guy Rhino. I keep saying this, dinned. He's absolutely dinned. The manager's cooked. He's not the only one. Don't get mistaken. That's why I don't defend these players either. Word to Eddie. ACGI, man. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it.
When you hear about the raw chicken that got served, this ties into why everybody can go. That's for those that don't know. So apparently some people were served raw chicken at Old Trafford and got poisoned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's why when we say ACGI, I mean everybody. It's not just on a Ten Hag. It's not just on all our players I don't rate. Everybody has to go. Like without doubt, man. Yeah, big up to Michael. Yeah, Saeed did rate. Rashford's performance was more egregious than Martial's. Why did he not call him out? Again, I don't know the situation in regards to Martial. And with Rashford, when he did get asked about that, he said it's a conversation between those two. But one thing we've seen is this manager's not consistent. We know
Andrew, that's hilarious. He said Ever was the cook. Oh my God!
And to KDB Stanley says that's just people creating news. We are bigger than this. That's why I legit said, don't take this as gospel, people.
Yeah,
I said that this is nothing confirmed. We're just responding to stuff in the chat. That's all.
Yeah,
so
that's
don't
all.
say this is gospel. I've not seen it for myself, so I can't comment.
It was on. Apparently, it was The Athletic, though. So
is that what they
take
said?
Take that for what you will.
He's on his way out, man. He's walking the plank. You can't continue even if the Martial thing. Let's say they patch that up. You can't continue to fall out with players. You can't continue to play like that. To Andrew, he said he would speak about Rashford privately. Why not do the same with Sancho? Again, it comes back to pressure.
Yeah.
He answered the question about Sancho because he was in a pressure situation and he was emotional. We just lost to Arsenal. Conceded 2 late goals. So he's emotional.
Saying Luckhurst tweeted the Martial thing.
Let me see what he actually said. Actually, one of you lot, one of the mods, please put Luckhurst tweet actually in the comment section so we can discuss this fully. And before we do, still over 450 people in here. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Run up the likes. We're only at 150 likes. Let's go up to 200 likes, people.
Y'all can get us to 200. And get my dog up on the subscription count. What you sitting at right now?
We're at 8,772. We're looking for 8 more people. We're looking for 8 more
Y'all give 8
subscribers.
more subs, and trust me,
8 more.
not only is this a United channel, my dog got the Chelsea shows, the Liverpool shows, the Arsenal shows. He got it all here, so y'all got to do it.
Check out the upcoming live stream schedule. Make sure you go follow the Twitch as well, where you catch us pretty much every other day. And subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV gaming YouTube channel. And if you're a Pro Clubs player, give me a shout, because we're always looking for new players. PS4 game, PS4 version, and the headset as well. And to John, who says, how is Eddie Howe outperforming Ten Hag in terms of Premier League and Champions League and finishing one position behind Manchester United last season? Again, pressure. It's a pressure situation. And to be more Gunner, who says if you lose to Chelsea, he has to go right. He should have been gone already.
Should have been gone already. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem, B More. Shout out to B. That's DMV too. I love the DMV. So we operate 2 weeks past the past due date, right? So you know how y'all used to have what is it called? We used to have Blockbuster, right?
Yeah.
And then you had to return the movies, but you wasn't returning them when they told you. It'd take you like a week. Then you're gonna look at them charges on your account. Like, what the hell happened? That's us. That's us. We do everything 2 weeks too late, maybe a month too late. So even if we lose to Chelsea, which honestly, people, is very much a reality, because Chelsea will look at this tape from right now and see how that press really just shut down everything we were trying to do. Pochettino's looking at like, you mean to tell me my press can actually look good? Yes, play United, your press can look excellent. Trust me on that. And so if we lose to Chelsea, especially if it's like 1-0, 2-0, they're not going to trip. It's until I think we're statistically out of the Champions League and we start hovering around, like we start stacking up these losses, because we have y'all. Let's say we lose to y'all, we lose to Chelsea, Bournemouth, we draw, then the Liverpool game we get smoked, or not even get smoked, lose like 2-0. He'll still be around. He'll still be around.
And home to Chelsea. You lot, don't worry, man. Like I said, I'm starring some of the better questions as well. No, I don't do NBA Live, but I am going to get NBA 2K for the gaming channel. And we do NBA watch-alongs on the Twitch, people. So there you go. Links for everything is underneath in the description on the live stream. To Sony, who says, I don't agree with that, Flawless. Ten Hag is far too calculated for the Sancho situation to be pressure. He knew it'd go how it went, just like he did with Ronaldo, provoke in private and act surprised. But this is why this don't make sense, Sony. He didn't provoke in private. It was public. And it made him look bad to some of the fan base, and some of the fan base thought he was spot on. The point that I'm making is what has been calculated about this manager this season. He don't scream calculate. Last season, he screams calculated. This season, you know, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's why I disagree with that. And on top of that, Sancho wasn't playing anyway. It was not like it was a problem. There was no issue. Sancho wasn't playing like that anyway. Yeah. To Raja, who says, will he be here by Christmas, January time? I already said and went out on the limb that I don't think he makes it to New Year. I don't think he makes it to 2024. You can't afford to buy him out, says some man. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Same way in the summer, there was the rumor that we only had 50 million to spend. Remember that one? Then there was 100 million. Then there was 150 million. If they wanted to get rid of him, they'll find a way. 100%. That was the conversation with Sancho in the summer when me and Eddie was saying, you know what, Sancho should probably go. And people were like, oh, you can't sell him because of the wages. Any football club can get rid of any player if they really want to. Like Sancho, he's going to leave in January, whether it's a loan or whether it's a permanent. That's all. And in regards to provoking in private, let's say that's the case, Ravante, you said with the Sancho situation, or he's trying to provoke him in private. That's stupid. Why would you want to provoke one of your players in private?
That's the thing. That's what. Listen, let's not. We can't. We won't. What we won't do is kind of diagnose the whole Sancho thing all over again. Yeah. But this is what we'll say. I think we all can agree for this reason, right? You see this back and forth that we're having over the Sancho situation, the back and forth that people are having on a grand scale when it comes to talking about Manchester United. That's how you know Ten Hag handled this wrong, because it became a distraction for the team. If it was just, like everyone has talked about, right? He tried to get him to do what he wanted in private, and then something leaked out. That's one thing. I think we all can agree. What the manager decides to do in his on the training in training and on the pitch in private is one thing. But when you make it everybody's business, that's when it turns into a totally different monster. Whether you think he's right or wrong, you don't put that out there, right? You don't put your player on Front Street, especially when you haven't proven yourself to said player. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Ten Hag does not have the cachet of a Klopp, of a Pep, of a Carlo, even a Sean Dyche, if we're being honest, right? And what I mean by that is Sean Dyche has showed players through numerous years in the Prem that if you trust me, I can get us where we're trying to go. Ten Hag is still trying to prove that to his own players, right? Unai Emery has been with Arsenal. He comes to Aston Villa because people saw what he did at Arsenal and to a lesser degree thought, if I have that here, it could take us to another level. You can't say the same about Ten Hag right about now. You just can't, because he has not proven to you that he can be that guy on numerous occasions.
Yeah. And just to clarify, because to Sony, you said, let me get to that. I'm storing you lot again, like I said, starring all the better questions. Hey, Tom, good to see you in the chat. You said Operation Get Ten Hag to December 17th took a hit today. Look at these Liverpool fans.
That's devious, dog. They really love our pain, bro.
Yeah, man,
I can't even, you know what? Between him and Mons, I don't know who's probably having more fun with this.
Yeah, him and you throw in Hassam, these fucking Liverpool.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
To Trump's channel anyway. He says, think you misunderstood. Sancho and the manager would have had their issues prior behind closed doors. Him saying training and the presser guaranteed a reaction out of Sancho. Here's the thing is, did it work out for him then? Let's say this is the case. What kind of stupidness to do this? Like, you grown men. Just talk. Honestly. Like, so if that is the case, let's say, so I'm even saying you're wrong here. Let's say that you are right in this. One, it hasn't worked, and two, it's a very silly way to do things. Just go and communicate. Like, it's really easy. But
again, even if you don't think, again, we're not sitting here saying that Sancho deserved, time on the pitch, or Sancho's been playing out of his mind. Why is he not playing? Simply what we're saying is you keep family matters indoors. Because when the ops hear that the family has problems, they circle like vultures. That's just life, period. And the vultures in this case are the media, who have probably talked on this for I don't know how long, probably used this as a stick to beat us over with for I don't know how long. And we still look here like we're sitting here looking stupid as a club because you have a player worth 70 million British pounds, euros, or whatever it is,
like 70 million, yeah.
Who's playing with the under 21s. And you have Anthony out there after a terrible case getting chance after chance after chance. The optics look crazy. You can't fight that. That's all we talking about.
That is legit. And big up Traps in the cut as well. Big up to Traps, man. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're blessed and everything. But you lot making some good points.
Shout out to the dog.
We're gonna keep this show on the road, people. Do not worry about that, man. We're gonna keep the show on the road for real.
And in that case, are all managers stupid then, including Pep? Like I said, you cannot put Ten Hag and Pep in the same sentence or apply the same rationale to them, because Pep is arguably one of the greatest managers the game has ever seen.
Yeah,
who is Ten Hag? Who is Ten Hag? A guy who lost to Spurs of all people in the Champions League semifinals? Is that your king? Come on, it's not a conversation to be had comparing those two.
Facts.
Not all managers, not all players are created equal. It's unfair. Sports is unfair. You get cachet based off what you've done for me lately. You get grace off of what you've done for me lately. And if you make a mistake, and you know what the cold part is? Pep called out a player and apologized soon after. Ten Hag demanded this brother apologize, and when he didn't, he made him train with the under-21s. Two completely different things.
And like let me see, get to a couple. Some of you lot made some great points. Man, this is spot on. I wish I thought of this. He says, didn't Sancho have mental health issues or am I too tripping? That's what reports did state. Why would the manager call him out knowing that? Fantastic point. And that ties into even further what I said in regards to, let's say what Sony was saying was right. That's foolishness. That's a foolish way to go about it, and it's not worked out. And to KDB, you're new here because you said the issue that we're playing badly, discussing things every managers do is trying to force the idea of being Ten Hag out. One ain't nobody trying to force the idea of Ten Hag being out. No
You
one
can
ain't trying
think
to
what
force
you
the
want.
idea. Yeah, we just displaying the evidence and giving our opinions on it. Eddie has his opinion on it. I have my opinion on it. Everybody in the chat, including you, has their opinion on it. Secondly, as well, I've legit said, and I think you was here when I said this, KDB. So let me repeat this again, because I know there's new people here. Salute to Saeed for the raid, of course. Big up Mo for the raid. Big up United Spurs of America, Jacob for the raid. ACGI. Word to Eddie. Anybody can get it. I want everybody gone. Manager, coaching staff, players, scouts, medical team, chefs, canteen staff, reception, anybody involved. Like Corey said on Big Six, he don't want anybody involved with this, with the failure and how we've been moving. And I thought he was being a bit harsh when he was talking about the receptionists and canteen stuff. I was like, you know what, right? You're right. Everybody. I even want the same stewards. I don't want anybody associated with this. We might have to change who's in the mascot for in the costume for Fred the Red. I'm saying that. I'm being serious.
You go too.
You know what I'm saying? The mic announcer. Like, I want everybody who has made any form of decision with this and has been here any significant amount of time gone. So this whole thing about trying to force Ten Hag, they ain't trying to force Ten Hag out. All the evidence is staring you there in the face. If he performed better, guess what? He gets praised. Like last season. What are we doing here?
Trust.
Like, if he performed better, guess what? We shut up. Like, that's just legit what it is. New groundsman, everything, Spooby. Like, that's it. Yeah, Tom, you having way too much fun in the chat.
I'm telling you, I'm watching that, brother. He having too much.
And for you, to Slavi says, for the last 25 minutes, I just heard Ten Hag like if he was the main issue because that's the topic at hand.
Yeah.
The show's been on. You said for the last 25 minutes. The show's been on now 1 hour and 22 minutes. So instead of complaining, how about you ask questions then?
Ask questions.
Or if you have an issue with the topic at hand, click the X button. You can leave. No one ain't forcing you to be.
It's real simple, bro.
And T Lady can go as well, kind of. Everybody. Yeah, go on.
Everybody can get it. Come on, everybody can get it. This is it. You miss what I said. Certain people, let me know, because I don't know your stance, right? Certain people talk about blaming the manager. We blame the players, but a lot of times when we blame the players that these people like, so they push back on us blaming those players, and then when we blame the manager, they push back on us blaming the manager. So how can we win? Because when we push back on certain players saying these players being in this squad are the reason we cannot progress as a club, they say, how do you not see what he does for us on the pitch? And then when we say, well, the manager's not carrying his weight, they say, you can't just blame the manager. It's a bad environment. You see how many managers have left Manchester United. So who can we blame?
Yeah, and he says, were we good before the Sancho issue? Where did me and Eddie say we was good before the Sancho issue? For those that don't know, because there's new people here, Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, much appreciated. Every show I do on this channel, there's a playlist for people, including this one. So me and Eddie did the play. We did and I created a summer transfer window one. So this one will go on the Manchester United season 23-24. But we did a summer transfer window one. And we went. So why are you asking questions you know the answer to? Again, that's just foolishness. Don't ask daft questions. Like, who said we was good? That's a daft question. Who said we was good before the Sancho issue? But anyway, me and Eddie both did player ratings. And we gave Sancho a 3 out of 10, just to clarify. We both then said, all summer long, you know what? We should sell Sancho, because he won't work here. He's not good enough here. So just
I'm a Sancho fan giving him a 3 out of 10 for a player rating.
Same. You know what I'm saying? Same. You know what I'm saying? Same. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit the X button. You don't need to be here. Man created a second account. You was here earlier. Bye.
That's crazy. It's weird behavior too.
Yeah, very strange. I think we got timed out before. So yeah, bye, man. Hit the subscribe button and waited 1 minute to chat to it. Go away. But yeah, as I was saying, anyone being disrespectful will be banned. But the point that I'm making anyway is, yes, it's not just on the manager. It's on the players. But who's head honcho? The manager.
Who's picking these players? The manager.
Yes.
There's like again, this brother is picking.
I remember. That's why I blocked him. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Okay, this brother is picking Harry Maguire ahead of Raphael Varane, playing Luke Shaw at center back ahead of Raphael Varane, and I'm supposed to just keep it at the players.
Yes.
They told me Varane couldn't play out the back, and you saw how them brothers was stressed under the press. Stressed under the press. I can look at these players individually and tell you, of course, McTominay shouldn't be out there, right?
Yes.
Of course, Anthony shouldn't be out there. Of course, Rashford shouldn't be out there. Of course, you name it. Again, I'm not a Luke Shaw fan. I don't want to see him out there. Of course, Delot shouldn't be playing left back. The only one, and he had his mistakes. This is crazy. The only one I trust, but unfortunately, it's coming back to bite me is Wan-Bissaka. And if Wan-Bissaka left tomorrow, I would not bat an eye. Flawless and I are in unison on this. I just choose to speak on Ten Hag because I can't stand him right now, and I'm just being biased because I want to cook him. But I could cook these players for days. I've cooked these players since I started on this channel, people. I have no problem cooking players. But when I'm looking at a manager and I put belief in a manager to change it like he said he would, and he's not doing that, now it's time to choose the man. Now it's time to talk about the manager. I'll cook Bruno for days. I can do that in my sleep. But the more pressing issue is this manager, because I can get the manager out for show before I can get Bruno up out of here. That's just what it is.
Yeah, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Large up everyone that is tapped in. And yes, we are down from top to bottom. And I'm sorry, we can play the players we want and we're still this bad. No, because we had these players last year and weren't playing this bad.
Not at all.
That's incorrect.
Not at all.
And that's
it's not just it's like the way we play. It's the way we play. It's not. Yeah. It's realistic. Yeah.
I said it all season. Well, not all season long, but for a large portion of this season, I said just go back to last season. Are these players good enough for where we want to go to? No. But can they perform to a better standard than this? Yeah, because we watched them do it last season. And the fact that you've invested this much money in the squad and we're still like this on the squad, like 50-50, like we're unsure is a problem in itself. That's on everybody. That's why I said ACGI. And to Jay as a winner says Bruno's not a problem. No, yeah, he is. Everybody's a problem. Everybody's a problem. He's part of the problem, exactly. He's not the sole problem. How about these players? How about he just performs? You know what I'm saying? How about he just performs? If the manager performed, guess what? We'd be here praising him. Same way last season, me and Eddie praised Ten Hag. If players play well, we'll praise him. Same way Rashford got praised last season. Like, because people can proportion blame onto who's a bigger problem than who. That's not what I'm with. But if you're the captain and you're underperforming, that is a problem. Without doubt. Like, that's just legit what it is. Sorry, Martinez and Casemiro are available and some have heavy legs from last season and loss of form. That's a problem in itself.
And that's honestly, you look at what we're going through injury-wise, you have to ask yourself, what is the manager doing in training? That's just the honest question you have to ask yourself, because he sets the tempo. He's just not out there to watch them play football. He's setting the tempo of the training. He's asking the physios. He's managing all of that. So again, he does not escape any blame. No matter how you slice it, it all comes back to him. And to be honest with you, what's up?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you say every team have Rashford's purple patch from there isn't last season, but he spent over 150 million in attacking players and the attack is still terrible. We signed Højlund, we signed Anthony, we signed Mount. That's 3 offensive players. That is what, 60 million, 90 million, and 60 million. What are we doing here?
It's so like
we spent north of 200 million on attacking players, and it's still, our attack still stinks. That's a problem. That's not solely on the manager. That's everybody. But like I say, KDB stuff is what it is. You just gonna keep like saying whatever. You gonna keep just like disagreeing with what we're saying. How about solutions then, KDB stamp? So what should we do? That's what I want to know.
I think somebody asked me a question like that, right? Somebody asked me who would I pick? Shout out to Philip. I heard Carlo was on the board. If he's on the board, Drop everything, go get him, especially if you couple that with the people that they've been talking about as being whatever, DOF or CEO. Go have that be our outfit. Again, I'm tired. I'm not dealing with these managers who are trying to prove themselves being at this club.
All man has
I'm
to do
done
is
with
just
that.
revert back to last season. We watched him. So this whole thing that he can't succeed, even with players being injured. All right, you're not good enough. If your whole thing relies on 2 players, like, nah, if your whole system, because Martinez and Casemiro are not here, all right, dip, not good enough. I'm saying. Yeah, like good for you. Good you bring that up. Flawless last year. Besides Rashford, who scored goals for us? Because if it wasn't Rashford and I ain't defended him, we'd be the same as this year. And I said it was a problem last year. So to some man, someone would take the job because United put a big.
Yeah, it's United. It's United.
Yeah. Sometimes,
some things are too big to fail, and
yeah.
even the idea, like players still want to play for us because not because of success, but because of the profile you get from playing for us, right?
Right.
Like people that gets him. That gets them a high level of far. Like if you look at like all these players who might have came before playing for
Before
us.
you go, so KDB Stamp, what is the solution then? What is the solution? All you've done is critique what Eddie said, what I've said. Sacking the manager isn't solution. So what should we do? That's what I want to know. What should we do then? That's a simple question to you. That's all I want to know the answer to. What should we do from now till the end of the season then? Sorry to cut you off, Eddie. And today,
no, you get to it.
And today is, I personally agree with myself to give him onto the. So just carry on. So just bury our head in the sand, knowing how it's going, and just carry on. All right, so we got to it then. There's no need to go back and forth. Yeah. We got there then. Just carry on. So like, just continue to play Rashford, continue to play Bruno, continue to play Paul. All right, cool, bet. So what do we do now then? Sat Ten Hag get into him because this clown club. We get a purple patch from these players. False Hope FC. Now I just want someone who's competent. Should we sack the manager? Yes, because he's not good enough, but it's not on him. Bring me a DOF with a manager.
Yeah.
You get a DOF and then a manager, and then you build from there. That's what I want. But again,
and people, they asked me who I want. They didn't ask me if it was realistic. They asked me who I wanted, and you can't get. There aren't too many Carlo Ancelottis out there, but I need a manager who is used to the bright lights, flashing lights, having a press conference that millions of people are going to watch on YouTube. That's what I need. I don't need a manager who's figuring out how to handle pressure on the fly like this guy is right now. We've seen him crumble. We've seen him lose it. Honestly, and I'm telling you this now, if we continue with him, I have no problem saying that Chelsea might overtake us when it comes to where we set this Premier League table. And that's 10. We could end up at 11th at some point during this season if this guy continues. Because there's no structure on the pitch. People, if you go on, I'm sure on any social media site, if you look at, damn, Hujuma, you don't never take a day off, man. Lord of mercy. Yeah. If you look at,
I always think I'm right, until I'm proven wrong.
He got good reason to. He got good reason to.
Like everyone does, no one. But the thing is, Eddie, no one gives an opinion thinking they're wrong.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. He is hella funny. He is funny.
It's facts, but
no, man.
And to KDB Stam, you said to resolve the mess. I don't think he resolves the mess because it's getting worse. But your solution is give him till the end of the season to resolve it. So no matter what, how bad it gets, just keep him in the job. I think that's silly to do. But hey, that's
imagine you're saying he's giving this young player and that young player a chance. You know who else he's giving a chance to? Rashford, Bruno, Maguire, McTominay. These are the players who are holding us back from being good. So I've addressed your thing of not only picking out the manager, but picking out these players. But because I'm not acknowledging it's just the players, you're pushing back for what?
Yeah, that's it. Like we agree that it's both, but like I said, like
to another point. I don't even like Mano being out there with those players. Garnacho, it is what it is. Garnacho is going to be that type of player till the moment he retires. Mano actually has promise because he did something that was very apparent that McTominay never does. Make himself available to receive a pass. McTominay is out there running from end line to end line. Sometimes he gets on the end of a cross. When he gets the ball, he passes it sideways. He's not a progressive passer. And now you got Bruno just in the middle of the pitch, who used to be the more attacking threat, who's better. I guess you can make the argument he's better. He's a better attacker than McTominay, but McTominay's been on form of late, right? Now Bruno looks lost. Bruno scored a wonder goal, and that took y'all eyes off of what he was doing for the rest of that game. Giving up free kicks in dangerous areas. Whether Onana saves it or not is another discussion, but why are you giving them free kicks in that area? Why are you making those types of decisions?
No, facts. Hey, you lot continue to run up, get your questions in. We are going to close out shortly. We're going to close, but because there's so many of you lot in here, we will keep the show rolling. Hopefully, Eddie can stick around for the duration.
Oh, yeah.
Your question
I'm
as
cool.
well.
It's
Today
early over here.
Bless then. What did Garnacho do in the Newcastle match? We need to be careful with him. Stop overhyping players. Did someone overhype him for the Newcastle game? I
think you're just speaking in general. I think you're just speaking in general.
Hey, large up Mina. Good to see Mina in the chat. Good to
legend.
Mina. I need to get her on the channel still. We need to pattern something.
Shout out to Mina killing it out there too. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, man, big fan. I told her when I went on her channel over there, I'm trying to be like her. You know what I'm saying? She out here, you know what I'm saying, doing big things. Out here on the United View, out here on her own channel. See her doing things like for the Becoms company and stuff like that. You know what
that's what's up. I think
some panels and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, okay.
There was like Anita used to run that. The girl Anita used to run that. Like, yeah. They used to be jokes. They used to be killing me on there. Yeah. They used to do that thing on that.
Yeah. It was 100%. And yeah, Scott, I'm glad you answered this as a rival fan. Because like there's just certain things I don't respond to. Saying Maguire is your best defender is like us Chelsea fans saying Gallagher is our best midfielder. That's not a good thing. Say it louder for the people in the back. I don't disagree that Maguire was our best defender today and has been our best defender, arguably all season and definitely in recent times. That there lies the problem. Why is that our best midfield? Why is he our best central defender? Same way with Bruno Fernandes. When people turn around and say, oh, he's been one of your best midfielders. He's the bar. That's a problem. That's why we've been shit and nowhere near a top trophy in over a decade. Because these players are not good enough.
Crazy.
I don't think people, why can't people fathom that? Being the best out of a bad bunch is not an achievement. Maguire being better than Lindelof and Johnny Evans is not an achievement. And an out of favor for Varane not playing. Here are the names of Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans. What are we talking about? Same with Bruno. Oh, he's our best attacking midfielder. Yeah, next to who? Mount. Pereira. What other attacking midfielders have we had outside of Paul Pogba? We had Pereira. We've had Mason Mount. That's it. And then you look at that list,
bro. Listen to that list of players you just gave, and you want us to prop these dudes up?
And then you look at the attackers in front of him who are flattered to deceive. Anthony, who people are saying is one of our worst signings ever. Garnacho, who's young and don't have 10 Premier League goals to his name. Højlund has never scored double figures as well. Who else is in our attack? Palestri, only just now getting game time. Martial, flatters to deceive. Ronaldo wasn't good enough, ended up in Saudi. Lukaku, like the list goes on. Look at the attacking players who have played with Bruno. It's not like he's had sheer quality. Rashford, who's season on, season off. He's Anthony Davis without the injuries. One good game, one bad game.
Shout out to the Lakers. We start playing a little bit here.
Shout out the Lakers, like AD, like the way people say that, oh, one good game, one bad game with him.
Oh,
one good season, one bad season. That's just the way it's to be. Like, what are we talking? Like, let's stop. And we're not playing well as a team either. Like, let's. Why is Varane bench? Because him and the manager are falling out about something, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, people. Let's just call it how it is. Like, Martial's hamstring are as strong as those Hawaiian rolls. You ever seen the Hawaiian rolls? Ever had those? I don't know if you ever like that pull apart bread. It's the soft pull apart bread. Yo, that's why I said you got to start him early. At least he listened that way. I said you got to start Martial early. That way he gets the hamstrings loose. All
You
the
did say that.
soft tissue things don't pop up towards the end of the match. When you put him into a game and it's already going like this, like that spells doom. Let him get his running start, then you bring him on. And so, and that's the other thing too, right? Like when we talk about this manager signing, when you think about it, if this brother only scored a low amount of goals on that Italian side he was with, you should have probably spent money somewhere on another striker instead of 60 million on Mount. But he spent $60 million on Mount, people, and y'all want me to have some grace for this dude.
Can't have grace because of how the way we're playing. I can't have no grace. Look how we're playing. Yes, I don't know if we are now, but we was the informed team in the league. Hey, big up Warrior J every single time. That's all well and good. We was getting results. Cool. But were they sustainable? No. That performance against Newcastle is not too far away from previous performances.
Shout out my dog Warrior J.
Yeah. Who's Donny's not starting? I have no idea why Donny's not starting. I don't even mention.
You could be right. You could be right, but we can't sit here and act like the midfields he's been putting out there. Donny van der Beek wouldn't at least look somewhat different. We used to give her something different, right? Because how we've been doing it the entire time has not been working. So you can't say to me, "Oh, Donny wouldn't work. Donny is not that good." When people were actually after Donny van der Beek before he got to United. Yeah. So there's something in there. Now, maybe he doesn't fit the manager's scheme, but what is the manager's scheme at this point? None of us know. Last season, it was sit deep, let the other team have the ball, and we attacked them on the counter. This season, it's legit. It looks like it's like an 8 and a 2-2. Like, it's weird. It's like our fullbacks are higher than our wingers, and they're like right next to each other. Then you have the two midfielders right next to each other. Kobe sits there by himself with center back support. I think, Bruno kind of sits higher up in the middle, but then McTominay's all the way up next to the striker. We can't keep and that's the other thing too. That's the thing people don't see, like don't acknowledge. When we lose the ball, our shape is so out of balance. That's why every time the other team makes one or two passes, they're open on goal. It looks like they're going to be open on goal. Like our defending principles have gone.
Talk about it.
They've gone. They are non-existent. When you're giving up, I don't think there's another Champions League team that would give up 3 goals to Galatasaray or 4 goals to Copenhagen, even if you have a red card. I just can't believe that.
Did I hear you? I'm big up to my guy Matthew because he's one of the more definitely balanced, level-headed. And he says,
Matthew, what up, man? How you
Matthew,
doing,
my guy. You know I would have had Matthew on the show, but I don't want to depress him talking about Manchester United. That's how highly I rate him, like in his football knowledge, for real. That's why I just not had him on the show because he's like, I don't want to depress man talking about this. I have to be honest. After tonight, I'm Ten Hag out because for me that was the worst game of the season. We just offered nothing. I can go with a loss if we try, but to not try is just unacceptable. Yeah. Oh, Haldane, good to see you in the chat, man. Says good things take time. Hey, Thoughts, talk to me, man. What are you saying, Haldane, man? My brother. Been waiting on you.
Take time.
Yeah, been waiting on you. Like you arriving back in the chat. I know you've been busy. I know you don't duck Haldane. I know you don't duck Haldane. So that's not what I'm getting at. Just to clarify. I knew you'd come back. But what are you saying, man? Thoughts? Galatasaray away. You're in the hot. Galatasaray away, my friend Haldane. You know what I'm saying? Today against Newcastle, thoughts? Let me know.
That's tough.
Are you still unsure if we're performing better this season than last season? Or we put that to bed? Because me and Haldane, for those that don't know, fan calling show, me and Haldane had a 45, 50-minute conversation on the last fan calling show. Yeah. Like Tom said it there, Newcastle literally battered you, man, so bad they were completing a bingo card for ways to miss chances.
That's a bar.
There you go. That's all you need to know. Yeah, Tom. Let me know Haldane, man. And I hope you're blessed, all jokes aside as well. I hope you're
because Trippier did hit the bar.
Yeah, that was a great free kick. So good things.
Trippier hit the bar. He cold with them free kicks, boy. I swear.
Yeah.
Poor result, but on to the next one. Okay, my brother. Okay.
All right, cool. Is that it? You know what I'm saying? We just on to the next one. How they
Peace
ain't
and
gonna ride this
blessings.
to the wheels fall? I
Peace
respect
and
it, man.
blessings. Peace and
I respect
blessings to my dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
man.
gonna
The one
keep
thing
that
about
going.
Haldane, he don't hide. If Manchester United fans had his type of, you know what I'm saying, resilience, we'd be in a lot better place.
That's what I respect about brother. I barely know him, but he's standing on business, as they say. He's standing on his business. So yeah, I
He
give it
did
to
that when
him.
we spoke because he said all jokes aside about game, but I still think we'll be fine. Haldane, do you think we got out of the group? By the way, Flawless, my other profile is AA, and I followed you more. Oh yeah. I remember that profile name. Big up to you, KDB or Stam. I don't know whichever. I respect Haldane. Big up
Yeah,
both.
man.
Yeah, this stuff is really
Shout
good.
out KDB, because I'll tell you this, right?
Well,
He's disagreed with us, but he's been respectful.
yeah, 100%.
So I can rock with that. I can rock
Yeah.
with that. For sure. I can really
with
rock with that.
Me and Haldane, you know what I'm saying, got into a heated debate for 45, 50 minutes. That's still my guy. There's no
Yeah.
disrespect. Like that's still he supports. I have no issue with people having a different opinion. It's just that when people want to pull up and start being disrespectful and they say, "Oh, Raul, nah, you ain't gonna pull up to where I'm at and just disrespect me." Because if it was in person, I just ignore you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing me doing here. The players must take responsibility for this Newcastle match. Look at the difference between Newcastle players versus Manchester United players. I don't need to say anything else on the dudes. I hear you, Danish, and we blame the players, but eventually we have to start looking at the manager.
You seem like a bright brother. You can do both.
Yeah,
you can blame the players. You can blame the manager. It's not. You don't got to be one without the other. Trust.
Yeah. And he said, "No, I don't really disagree. I'm just angry more with these players." I hear you, KDB. I hear you to an extent with that. I just think they're not good enough as it is, but they still should be performing to a better level. But hey, that's the team for you. That's why I'm not with it. I'm saying, like, you're saying it's gonna get better. Haldane's gonna say it's gonna get better. Shout out to my brother Tox. I'm not even spoke to him about this game in particular. I know he's.
I'm gonna let y'all need to have that 1-to-1 like the old days. The streets need to see that.
Yeah. We're actually gonna run the Sarcasm City podcast back like just regular, not a ManDem United, just like an end of season, end of year wrap up. That's what we'll do because he's just convinced we're gonna turn it around, and I just don't see it. Yeah, Newcastle players will go to war for how can't be said for Manchester United. First, I'm blaming everyone employed at this football club right now.
Yeah,
my head is gone today. I'm so sick and tired of seeing mediocrity every fucking week, lads. I hate you, Sheik. I'm tired of it too.
Yeah, so respect for you locking in with us all the time too, Sheik. You know you're my dog. We gonna go through this BS together, my boy. I'm telling you.
And if all right, to double AA says, because that's KDB Stam. No, it's not actually. That's someone else. The AA caught me off guard. If everyone comes back fit, we should still be able to finish in one of the Champions League spots come the end of the season. Who are we relying on to come back to change this? Martinez, Casemiro, who I don't think solve our goal problem. Because they played last season to a high level and we still had a goal problem. So people keep saying this, and I've seen this all when such and so. Who are the players that are coming back in particular that changes offensively? Defensively, I hear it. With a Shaw, with a Martinez, with a Casemiro. I hear that.
People.
But who is changing our team going forward? Who's getting us to create more chances and score more chances?
Did you see us against Wolves when everybody was fit?
People forget that. We've scored, ladies and gentlemen. We have scored 16. We have scored 16 goals in 14 Premier League matches.
Hey, yo.
Who's changing that? We are, let me check. So we're the lowest scorer in top 10. Lowest scorers in the top 11. Shout out Chelsea. Wolves have scored more goals than us. We scored the same amount of Forest. We've scored 3 more goals in the Premier League than Luton Town. Hey, check this one, Eddie. We scored 1 more goal in the Premier League than Burnley, who are sat 19th. And bear in mind, Burnley scored 5 of those goals today. Okay. Just saying. Haldane says, Leacher helps our build-up play. I agree, but I don't think he transforms us going forward. So do we create so many more chances and score so many more chances? Because it didn't help us last season. Because take Rashford's goals out, we scored 40 goals in 38 games. So who's scoring? So someone, again, please let me know. From a creative standpoint and a goal scoring standpoint, who's doing those two things for us in the Premier League? See, yeah. See, now we're changing the AA. Yeah, with a perfect. Yeah. If you go sign a Ivan Toney, that changes it. But somebody let me know. Eddie still can't get over the Burnley thing. But yes, let me know who's creating for us and who's scoring for us. Name the players. I need names. Give me the list. Give me the list. I'm not even going to disagree. I just want to see where you lot are coming from. Because we had one player last season get double figures for us in the Premier League. So I want to know who's scoring, who's creating, and who's scoring. See how Dane, you don't even believe that shit. Man, I just saying anything. Let me know. We did, Tom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tom, it's late. Ain't you gotta go sleep, my guy? You know what I'm saying? This guy got jokes for everything.
Quit playing with me, dog.
About what? The Burnley thing. What is it? The Burnley thing that shook.
Let me go on ESPN and check that here real quick.
Hold on. Fam, we scored one more goal than Burnley. They scored 15 goals. We scored 16. Bear in mind, he scored 5 today. We scored the same amount as Forest.
You know what's funny? We
scored one more. Wait, we scored 2 more goals than Bournemouth. We were starting 16.
So I click on the Manchester United result, right? I click on Instagram. I want to get to them. I will show you what popped up on my feed. This brother said, "Can y'all read that?"
Now go on. What did he say? Read it out.
It says Onana is the second best goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what he said because the stats. There you go. Tells you all you need to know. Hey, you lot, run up the likes. Why else you not getting content like this? Run up the likes.
When did he say that? Oh, he said that today?
Tells you all you need to know, fam.
Oh, damn. Okay. Goals for?
Hey, Tom said it there. Wait, check. If United versus Burnley didn't happen, you two have the same amount of goals scored. Bear in mind, we scored 3 against Forest, 1 against Luton, and 1 against Burnley.
Look at this. Arsenal 29, City 33, Liverpool 28, Villa 31, Newcastle 32, Tottenham 25, Manchester United 16, Brighton 28, West Ham 23, Brentford 22. Like, yo, we only are beating Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, Luton Town, and the relegation teams. Yo, that is wild.
Yeah. But hey, this is the team and players together. And to KDB, I agree with you. Like, it was a problem before Ten Hag, but then we spent money in the area. So that's on everybody. That's why I want everybody gone.
That is wild.
We don't create and we don't score. That's why I don't hear the injuries. Because somebody mentioned it and said, oh, injury. All right, who are the players coming back? Martinez don't change that, and Casemiro don't change that. I think Casemiro has an impact on it, but he don't significantly change that. Maybe we scored 18 or 19 goals if Casemiro's playing. What are we doing here? We scored 3 more. We scored 3 more goals than Burnley. I'm saying we scored 1 more goal than Burnley. Sorry, 1 more. Hey! Check this one. We scored 5 more goals than Sheffield United, who are bottom of the league.
And then we only won like 2-1 against Sheffield United.
Yeah, keep a mistake. You could argue.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the goals against ain't been too bad. Daniel, you asked. You know what I'm saying? The goals against same amount as Tottenham,
but
Leicester Villa.
That's not saying much. That's not saying much. Like, if it was like an Arsenal or a Liverpool who got, like it's showing here 11 and we're at 16, that's fine. Because that's just like, you know what? You're a team that defends well, but we're average defensively.
Yeah.
Because, in the top 10, only Brighton, Wolves, Brentford have conceded more than us.
Yeah, shows where we're at. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a mess.
It shows the list. No, it's that Sheik. How when I asked like who's the players who are creating and scoring for us, it got real silent.
Yeah, real quiet.
Got real quiet. Crickets in this motherfucker.
That's crazy.
Open the window. It's that cold in Manchester. You know what you'd see come past the screen? Tumbleweed. So it was. You see tumbleweed in the background over there. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's crazy, dog.
You know, there's still over 470 people in here. Make sure you run up the likes, please, people. Run up the likes. Make sure you share this across all the socials. Subscribe to the channel. Hey, Haldane, 8 wins on the board, and we're in crisis. Yeah. 100%.
Haldane, I'm going to give you credit for consistency, but brother, relax. Well, relax. I rock with you, bro, but come on, dog. Let's just chill. We just lost. I try to be a glass half full type brother myself, but I ain't got it today on me, dog. I don't got nothing for you. But come on now. Let's chill.
When Ollie finished second, I'm sure he won 20 plus games that season. I'm sure he would have won 20 plus games. Someone let me know when we finished second that season. That was seen as a crisis, was it not? What was the difference?
Man,
what was the difference? You know what? Why am I acting like I don't have the internet here? Wait, what season was that we finished second? Hold up. I got it right here. So we won 21 matches. We scored 73 goals and conceded 44. Anyone think we get anywhere near 73 goals this season?
We put 9 past. I think it was Southampton.
Was it that season? Was it that season? Yeah, you sure? But the point I'm making is we won 21 games that season and scored 73 goals. And guess what? I wanted him gone. A large portion of the fan base wanted him gone. So we can't just pinpoint that.
Damn, bro.
Eddie just realizing and contemplating how bad we are.
How bad we really are. It's like when you hit me with that, you remember that Sancho stat about him not like scoring like that? It just hit different.
Exactly. Hey, you lot, make sure you go subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV Gaming YouTube channel, people. The link's underneath in the description. It's also in the comment section as well. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Many great perks, including how to get on the channel as well. That's how Eddie got on the channel, people. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
By joining the membership. And now look, he's a part of the furniture. You know what I'm saying? Sheik's another one. You see, he was on the NBA watch along with me the other day. Like, he the newest edition. So yeah, people. I always get asked, how do I get on the channel? Outside of fan calling shows, is the membership. And Daniel, I get to that super chat as well in a second. And make sure you go follow the Sarcasm City TV Twitch as well. And yes, I think it's embarrassing. Yeah, man. Go follow the Twitch where you get all the other Premier League content outside of Manchester United, them watch-alongs, NBA, Champions League, Formula 1, boxing, NFL. List goes on, people. All over on the Twitch. Yeah, Matthew, again, context. Yeah, 8 wins, but who are they against? That's more the point. We haven't beat anyone in the top 10 for a club like Manchester United. That's just not acceptable, but embarrassing. Embarrassing. That's what it is. I think Murtaza said it. I think has it been 2 seasons since we beat someone away from home who's in the top 8? And again, performance-wise, when you look at those wins as well. But hey, some people are just all about the results and points. All right, we should have kept Ollie off that then.
Honestly, that's what we're doing.
You know what I'm saying? I tell you this much right now. Ten Hag, 1 ain't finishing second, and 2 he ain't scoring 73 goals. But hey, big up Daniel for the super chat. He says Chelsea from 22-23 and Manchester United in 23-24. Facts. The fact that you lot couldn't score that season, we couldn't score this season either. Facts. Big facts. Big facts. But big up for the super chat, Daniel, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, we went over 200 likes. Big up you lot, man. How many subscribers?
Hey.
Went over 200 likes. So
appreciate y'all, man.
Salute to you lot. Let's see what else. Yeah, when's the last time Manchester United beat a side above them? I don't know. And Eric Shelby says, trust the process. Sacking Ten Hag won't make us better. Maybe not. But having Ten Hag here is not making us better. Same way with De Gea. That's what I wanted to get to. Let's go to that. The De Gea, like the tweet and him with the code. Let me just clarify. I have no issue with him tweeting that out. But where's all you? Oh, he loves the football club. And he's here mocking us after a defeat. Uncomfortable conversations about your favorites. Uncomfortable conversation. Bear in mind, I have zero issue with him tweeting that. But we just lost the game. You proclaim to love the club and you're mocking us. We will say, oh, he's mocking Ten Hag. Ten Hag's Manchester United, so you're mocking us. Like, what are we talking about? People don't like that, though. To Eric Shelby, blame everybody. Everybody's to blame. Yeah, people don't like that, Eddie. People will tell you he loves the club, this and that, do anything to come back, and he's mocking us after a defeat.
Eric Shelby is hilarious. I said because we said that during this.
Yeah, you man said that during the what too long? And kind of who says for these saying trust the process. What's the process? Yeah, I'd love to know kind of.
Oh, no. The process is just saying there's a process. And you know what's cold about the whole process thing? The Sixers have now won a championship and haven't made it past the second round with that whole process. The two players who are part of that process, other than Joel Embiid, now currently play for other teams in that process. The process guy got fired and has not been back in the NBA since the whole process thing started. So again, we gonna steal from Rashad McCants, one of the the more colorful analysts on this shit. It's processed food. That's all it is. It's nothing good for you. Processes are for losers, giving excuses. That's what that process word is for. Giving excuses to losers. Because again, I know it's apples and oranges, but again, Ange Postecoglou has kind of just thrown that whole process thing out the board because from how they played with Conte and Jose to how they play now is night and day with the same players.
Yes.
He hasn't got that many new players in.
Yeah, he's added 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
But even we've seen it against Chelsea. Even when he didn't have his 3 or 4, guess what? Man still plays the same way. Man still played the same way. Where for better or worse is a whole different thing. And to Jay is a winner. Yeah, we spoke about that. I just spoke about that before you got here. Well, got back here. Have you seen De Gea's tweet emoji taking a piss out of the club? Yeah, that's whatever bring De Gea back. Let that have been Paul Pogba. What would the conversation have been? Let Paul Pogba have tweeted that out. What would the conversation have been? But too many people want to pick and choose. Bear in mind, if De Gea is saying it, I have no issue with same with Pogba. Because I understand they don't love the club like Eddie loves the club or I love the club. Not everybody, but some players. Because they're not fans like we are. For them, it's a job. They are employed. They are an employee. So you bring back the Gea. Let that have been Pogba. People be irate. They would have turned up to soon as his house. Sky Sports. Yeah, let's go to his house. It's late. Let's set up and do this.
It doesn't make sense.
Hey, Tom, now you know what I deal with. It's mad that Ten Hag spent 400 million and is trying to gaslight you lot into believing you can't play possession football. Hey, it's what people tell me. He needs more time just to process. And someone mentioned Arteta. What's Arteta won at Arsenal? Someone tell me. What's Arteta done at Arsenal?
Nothing worth. And they're just putting out news that Juve want Van de Beek and Sancho for all you people saying he can't get anything out of those two players. So
that makes sense.
Juve.
I think they'll do well over there in Serie A as well, both of them.
Yeah. I think and here's the thing. When we talk about these players, we're looking for them to be competent in the positions that we want them to play. I don't think you and I are sitting here thinking that they're going to be world beaters, that they're going to hit the world 11, or they're going to hit the Prem's, top flight 11 because of how they're producing. But it can't be any worse than what we're seeing.
Facts.
Off the right, Sancho had a couple bright performances, but with Sancho, it's about consistency. Donnie, since he's been here, has never had a consistent run of games, and then had his knee fold like the letter L and had to come back from that to play again. And he scored a goal, I think, in preseason. And he always looks competent to me when he's out there, And again, people, while we're still playing the likes of a Scott McTominay, I don't want to hear that Donny Van de Beek can't hold his own. I'm just going to call it how I see it. I just can't.
That's fair. Very fair. Hey, Elijah, but everyone tapped in. Real ones. We are going to close out. Yeah, someone, like I said, I mentioned Arteta because people always mention, trust Arteta like he did at Arsenal. What's that one Arsenal? What have Arsenal done?
Him and Ten Hag got the same amount of trophies, man.
Hey, let's talk about it.
They got the same. Y'all might love the FA Cup, and I get that, but when we talk about them big things, pause, that's crazy. We talking about the Carabao and FA look like some flower vases, bro. We just calling it how we see it. That's what they look like when you measure them up.
All right, they progressed. And you know what, Eric Shelby, for 700 million, yeah, you should progress. You should progress to some trophies.
Yeah,
Right, that's what you should progress to. Progress for 700 M's. All right.
I killed process, so they went to progress. So we move, man. Y'all got it, man.
Progress. Well, here we are. I don't think, and let me know in the chat if anyone's live, because I'm checking on here. So you lot, any of the regulars here, any of the mods, the people them that I fuck with, let me know if anyone's live. If not, I'm just gonna send you lot to the United Chelsea Spurs show, but for tomorrow, which is 12:30 a.m. UK time, which is 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Am I right in saying that, Eddie?
Yeah.
All right. Make sure I get that right. So yeah, people, big up to everyone who's tapped in from all over the world. You lot are real ones. Anything you want to add, Eddie, before we close out? Longer stream than usual, but we're here.
Yeah, but we had numbers in here, boy. Shout out to all y'all, man. Please subscribe. I can't tell y'all enough. If y'all really support what happened, y'all subscribe. Y'all subscribe and hit the like, man. We don't get flawless to 9K before the end of this year and 10K before you even blink. I swear we got to do it. So,
yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, man, and shout out to y'all for the love, man. This was a dope one, for real.
Man, for real. Hey, love to everyone that has locked in, man. Big up. Again, don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Please go and subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV gaming YouTube channel where I run. It's EAFC 24 Pro Clubs. I'm going to bring back the career mode, player career. I'm going to run the career mode, me and Peter. That's going to be hilarious as well. I'm eventually going to get NBA 2K. Eventually going to get a capture card as well, so I can run like old games like Fight Night Champion. On top of that, GTA, we'll be running that. Just me, Eddie, and others will just be running on there on Sat. So that's Sarcasm City TV gaming on YouTube. And also go subscribe to follow Sarcasm City TV on Twitch, where you get multiple other sports as well as football. Of course, you get non-Premier League watch-alongs. Obviously, you get NBA watch-alongs, boxing show, F1 show, NFL, plus more all over there. So we live every day here on the YouTube. We don't stop. Just because it's Christmas don't mean we stop. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule, people. Let you know all of the shows that are coming up on the channel, people. So love to everyone that's locked in, man. You lot are real ones. You know what I'm saying? We just going to keep the show on the road. What we got coming up today? Double header on the Twitch. So we're doing 2 games tomorrow, people. You will get Chelsea-Brighton. Chelsea versus Brighton Premier League watch along on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. So Chelsea versus Brighton, that's 2 p.m. UK time. Following that, 4:30 p.m. UK time, you will get Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur, that watch along. And following all of that, we'll be recapping both those games I mentioned, as well as this game on the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show, ManDem United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, Talking at Tottenham Talk podcast. So myself, Surfer, and Jez discussing our 3 football clubs. The Matthew says, I bet the gaming channel is your therapy. Flawless. Facts. I'm about to message Jacob and the ManDem now and TJ and see if they're about to run some clubs. I'm saying that's what I'm on. We'll probably end up running that on Jacob's channel. But yeah, love to everyone that has locked in. I'm just gonna send you lot to the United Chelsea Spurs show, man. So yeah, big up each and every time, man. Just continue to support. And actually, one last thing, because we got so much going on over here, people. Don't forget this show. All the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms as well. Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and this show and all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, will pop up. So like I always say, if you want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work, you might be on the way, you might just be traveling about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're at the gym. Maybe United pisses you off and you just over there lifting weights. Maybe you just don't want the YouTube app sucking up all your data, whatever the case may be. So Spotify, if you use Spotify, I see everyone doing their end of year Spotify wrapped up, and we are actually boosted. The numbers are going well on there. So Spotify, follow us.
Yeah,
5-star us, man. Yeah, man. Spotify, 5-star us and follow us. Sarcasm City TV. All you iPhone users, man. All you iPhone users, 5-star us and leave us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud as well. Make sure you follow us. And yeah, man, the perfect segue. And big up to all the members who were on the members Q&A earlier on today, because that was jokes. It really
I think you hit that 780.
Never hit 780. Oh, big. This laptop moving slow. You know what I'm saying? I need
yeah.
I'm a pattern this laptop. Not this one I'm on now. This one next to me. I need to stop being lazy and get one. So I'm gonna do that in the new year. So I can bring you lot better content. You don't know the pattern. But yeah, we hit the 780. Hey, salute to you lot, man. Like I said, big up Saeed for the raid, man. Big up Jacob earlier on for the raid, and then big up Mo for the initial raid as well. I'm gonna
y'all got that United Unfiltered joint tomorrow too.
Yes,
there you go.
United Unfiltered joint. I'm gonna go on the Back Again podcast. For fuck's sake, that's gonna be great. So I need Brighton to beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, we need that.
I need Brighton to beat Chelsea. That's what I need to do. But yeah, Eli, the perfect segue. But yeah, man, love to everyone who has locked in. And this has been the Manchester United Show, ManDem United podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.